I'd say, it's time I come in here to clear some things up. At the time, very racist. Do you really think all of us green, pat, pudgy men are very racist?
So we're reaching a very interesting mark in the Airsoftfatty universe because Fatty is milking the Shrek content for all that it's worth. And the sad part is, it's not really pulling in a whole lot of views or anything like that. Basically, over the past like 2 weeks or so, he's just, every other short that he posts, every other video he uploads is Shrek related. I guess somehow in his mind he thinks, oh yeah, this is gonna get me going. He's sort of playing like a caricature of himself, because that's sort of who Shrek is. But at the end of the day, Shrek is relatively appealing, and you know, Shrek's flawed but has redeeming qualities to him. There's not a lot of bright upside with Fatty, to be 100% honest. But hey, if he thinks that's going to get him to the tippy top and putting out Shrek content is the way to go, then who am I to say no? But at the very least, you can try and keep your cat out of your shorts, buddy. Because I know I mentioned it in my previous Fatty video, but I plan on making a, whatever you want to call it, documentary, expose, something, recapping his history with cats, because I think a lot of viewers online are completely unfamiliar with Fatty's history with animals and the neglect that he gave them. So we'll get into that at some point. Today, we're just sort of going over some of his more recent uploads. I know he talked previously about, oh yeah guys, I'm going to be making great content, so make sure you smash the subscribe button. Smash it down below, guys, because you're going to get great content like him reviewing weed and doing acapella covers wearing a wrestling weed mask. Very cool. Let's do it.
I've been selling my soul, working all day, overtime hours for bullshit pay, so I can sit out here and waste my time away. And to eat the obese milking wolf hair, God if you're 5'3" and 300 pounds, Texas not ought to not pay for your bag of fudge rounds. Young man putting themselves 6 feet in the ground.
So we have a new development on the Fatty house that I actually think is an upgrade. He actually enclosed in that little porch area, put some screens on it so that the bugs aren't as likely to get in through the front door. Not gonna nitpick that. I think that's actually a pretty good idea, and it's a lot to see Fatty sit out there, because a normal person would look fine. It just sort of looks like we have a gorilla enclosed in in a cage here. He's so wide that he literally takes up the entire front porch. And I also want to comment on, he has this poncho on, and I actually have a very similar poncho, assuming that he bought this from Amazon, which is where I bought this from several years ago. And those ponchos are gigantic. I remember I ordered it. I wear between like a large or an extra large, and I remember I thought, okay, I'll just get a large because then it'll just cover my chest or whatever. It is so big, and I guess that's the intention of the poncho anyways, to completely cover your body. But seeing him wearing it like basically any other piece of clothing where it's not like massively draped over him is like shocking. Either way, getting to the actual point of him doing this acapella, it's funny. So if you're somehow out of the loop, there was this country singer guy who made a viral song, Rich Men North of Richmond, basically critiquing the economic structure in the country, how politicians don't care about the working class, X, Y, and Z, etc. Song's not really for me, just melodically. I mean, the message is fine. I think it's pretty indicative of how people feel today, especially with how little your dollar goes. But it's funny because the second clip that I showed is he also rags on people that are basically scum suckers at the bottom of the system, that have no interest in getting a job and rely solely on welfare. And that's basically what Fatty is. I don't know if he's getting any government handout money necessarily. It wouldn't surprise me. I think he can through, you know, like a disability, or I guess he's not technically an orphan child because he's an adult, but there are government systems that I'm sure he could take advantage of. I don't know if he does or not, but he does rely solely on the donations of others and the friendliness and the kindness of people to keep him afloat. That's why he's constantly shilling his GoFundMe, which may or may not be a scam. Maybe I'll make a video about that at some point. But he blows their money on useless garbage. He's not really a benefit to society. It's hard to say because I don't like to group all content creators in the grouping of, oh, they're just useless trash. Who cares? Oh, you do videos? That's so stupid. I go to the ball crushing facility and they crush my balls all day. Like, I understand it because I feel like content creation is just a cheaper, easier form of any other entertainment. So I think it's give or take, but Fatty's content is bottom of the barrel, basic garbage. So it's hard for me to feel like, oh yeah, he's making a big change on this world.
Ooh. Like we said, we got the limited edition, special edition Shrek Crocs. Oof. These are nice. Look a little scuffed up, just like the swamp. Look at that. Almost looks like my makeup job after a day of filming.
I honestly cannot comprehend the idea that there are actual companies thinking, you know what, we need to send out some of our products to some influencers to really get some blowback in cash, you know, really bring some dineros, really get our name out there. And yes, Fatty had one Shrek video that went for 115,000 shorts views. In retrospect, that's not a lot necessarily. I know I don't post shorts. Maybe I should upload some more highlight clips on there, but shorts are just, it's like TikTok. It gets sent out everywhere. Anytime you stop on a video, it's a view. So it's like, it's inflated, it doesn't bring in a lot of money, whatever. And so maybe Crocs saw that and said, hey, this is a really good influencer. We're gonna hook him up. The guy who has incredible anger issues, has neglected and mistreated animals his entire life, has been manipulated and has manipulated others throughout his life. Yeah, that's a really good ringing endorsement. Let's send him some Crocs. And I know I'm getting a bit nitpicky because these Crocs probably cost like $35-40, something like that. So it's not that big of an investment. But at the same time, this video of Fatty's didn't even break 3,000 views. So it's like, what is the sponsor even getting from this? You're not getting any exposure. The video I'm making here talking about the Crocs is going to get more views than that. So I don't know. And then I guess they're hinting at, oh, he's in front of a tank. We're going to do some goofy tank videos soon. They're probably in some sort of park, because I know, depending on where you are, there are certain areas of the country that parks will be like dedicated to a veteran or a group of veterans or a war, and they'll have some military vehicles of that. I'm not a war buff necessarily, so I couldn't tell you what type of tank this is or what war it was in. It's painted camo, so maybe Vietnam, who really knows, Korea, I don't know. But he's not at like a tank shooting range. I can tell you that. So we'll see what slop he comes up from this location soon enough.
As kids growing up here in the U.S., a lot of us had mac and cheese growing up. And today, we're making mac and cheese. We're not making any mac and cheese. We're making tumor soup. Now, I bet you're asking yourself, what's tumor soup? Tumor soup is simple. It is mac and cheese with a cancerous amount of cheese in it. Yeah, that's right. Cancerous. I said that.
I like that he thinks that this is like some funny quip oh, we're putting so much cheese in, it's gonna give you cancer. Isn't that funny? And I'm not one to say, you're not allowed to joke about that. You can't say that. That's too touchy of a subject. You can't say that. I don't care. If you're gonna be controversial, at least make it funny. Him saying, yeah, I'm gonna eat so much cheese and fat and cholesterol that I might keel over and die in my chair right here as I'm recording this. I'm just gonna call it cancerous. You know, while processed foods do have relation to giving people cancer, I don't know if cheese specifically, too much cheese can provide that. I'm not a doctor. Some of you down below may know. I just know eating an abundance of processed foods can, and that's all that fatty eats. So yeah, maybe it will give you some. But my hope for this video was gonna be, you know, there's this title, tumor soup, and I'm sitting there thinking, wow, are we getting a Cobraverse sighting over here? Is he about to be like, I'm gonna open up a bunch of packages for my fans and we're gonna put caviar and beef tongue and a bunch of other disgusting garbage into a soup and just eat it? Now I know Fatty, he can't take even the slightest taste of something healthy, something different than meat and cheese, so he would just spit it out immediately. But that was my hope. My hope was I'm gonna come into this seeing him eat exotic foods and him just throwing up everywhere. And we're let down. We get constipation and diarrhea instead.
Okay, here we are. We are now at that sort of last phase where we're just getting the milk warmed up. Just gonna start throwing things in. Give our Alfredo a good quick shake. Open her up. We're just gonna dump it in there. We're gonna throw in our summer sausage now and stir it in. Let's toss it in, shall we? Take all this cheese we got together and we're just gonna dump it all in. Look at that pile of cheese. It's almost as fucking deep as the mac itself. Oh, that is a cancerous amount of cheese, yes.
It's just revolting to watch this. It's really grotesque. I've made the comment before with fatty cooking, where fat people in BuzzFeed just don't know how to make foods taste good. So at the end of the day, they're like, just add more cheese to it. Let's put more cheese in there, baby. It's gonna be delicious. And I like that he adds like half of a sausage in there. It's like, yeah, screw it. Let's just put that in there too. Doesn't even matter. The balance is completely off. And I know he's used this Alfredo sauce before. I can't remember exactly which one. I think it was a spaghetti video. But Jesus, you're pouring in half a container of Alfredo sauce in there, mixed in with the milk, and then you add the powdered cheese, and then you add the shredded cheese. It's so gross, dude. And he likes to come off as like, oh yeah, this is gonna be one of my best meals. I really perfected this one. And the crazy part is, and maybe this is a piece of advice I can give him, as crazy as that is to sound, Fatty, if you happen to watch this video, take the advice I've tried to give you before and actually try and make edible meals. Right? And maybe you can do a gimmick every once in a while of meat salad or whatever, tumor soup, except actually do something that's not just extra cheesy mac and cheese, because nobody wants to watch this. Nobody really does. You have people that are watching me talk about it, but who wants to watch you eat 5 pounds of cheese, dude? It's like, at the very least, it'd be entertaining to watch you try. Please make a video where you try and make mashed potatoes, grilled chicken, and broccoli. Those 3 things. That's my challenge to you. Make that video. Eat it, review it, do it the same way you do this, but actually make a meal like that. People, I think, would be more interested in that than just some sort of goop you are combining together and then clickbaiting the title of. Ooh, it's funny, it's cancerous, hee. I mean, give me a break, Fatty.
But you cannot tell me, oh, that doesn't look enticing. Look at that. Ooh, that is tasty looking. And we're about to take a bite. That's right. I'm actually gonna eat this ooey gooey mess. But for being bland and simple, tumor soup, this is really good.
I forgot to even mention, this isn't even a soup. Like, maybe when it was cooking on the stove it was, but it's not. It's a pasta dish, I guess. It's mostly a cheese dish. It's closer to fondue than it is mac and cheese. But he didn't add salt or pepper or any other seasonings to it, so it just tastes like disgusting processed cheese. Yum. Isn't that delicious? I'm just thinking about it now. I can't wait to go downstairs after making this video and saying, oh, it's time to put some mac and cheese and 5 pounds of cheese in a dish and call it a day, baby. That sounds really, really good. And he's just like, I love the background. You have the messed up painting, and then I guess he probably did another one with paintballs. And in the introductory clip and in the closing clip with the Shrek thing, they set up like a green screen in his room somewhere, so I'm guessing they blacked out the windows. But like, he's got the goofy haircut, he's got the disgusting food. Sorry, I've said it before, I don't like extra cheesy things. I think it's gross, I think it ruins the flavor. What else can I say?
Ow, I just went full force with my lip and that hurt. Like a lot. And my bottom lip's gonna swell up. Probably one of my best dishes, second only to meat salad. And who knows, maybe you guys get a new recipe for that. Make sure to set it to all notifications too while you're at it. Come on. I ain't gonna force you to subscribe. Well, actually I am. Because you have to subscribe and work with that bell. So get right to it.
Smash that like button. Don't you want to see more great content like this? Smash the like button, guys. Turn on all the notifications so you can see the next great fatty video. Aren't you guys looking forward to that? I know I'm a broken bell or a broken clock where I'm only right a couple times and I ding at the inappropriate times, but who is honestly tuning into this, man? Who are you enticing, fatty? More people want to watch my stuff talk about you than you talk about it. And we were so close to an amazing freak out here, where he bit his lip, and in the past he would go on a rampage swearing and cursing and complaining that he hurt his lip and he's really sad, even though it's just going full force. You can't go full force on your lip, fatty. It's gonna make it hurt. It's gonna make you a sad little boy. And you don't want to be a sad little boy. We have to avoid that. But at the end of the day, it's just another cooking video with Fatty where he can't make anything. It's the same dishes over and over. You just rearrange the ingredients. Next time he'll make tumor soup with meatballs and add SpaghettiOs to this dish and pretend like it's a brand new thing. Either way, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Until next time, I'll talk to you guys later. Peace.
You were telling me I look like the stupid caterpillar from A Bug's Life. Well, sorry, I don't look like I'm looking for the next 4 leaves, and I don't come from the circus.